Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I will be talking about something a little different from last time, and I will be doing a review of Azure Lime by Tom Ford. To me, fragrance is really important. I feel like it can increase your confidence, so to me it enhances your overall look when you have the right fragrance for you. Tom Ford has such a range of fragrances, and I have fallen in love with quite a few of them, as you'll see later in this video. I am only reviewing Azure Lime in this video. However, the other fragrances I'm going to mention are based on fragrances that I believe can be layered very well with Azure Lime. But first I want to talk about the notes for Azure Lime and then show you more of an up-close view of this really beautiful bottle. So I wanted to take a second to give you an up-close view of this gorgeous bottle of Azure Lime. This is a 50 ml bottle, as you can see, and it's a green clear bottle. Azure Lime apparently is a re-release, so I have not had the opportunity to try the previous release of this fragrance, so I am not comparing Azure Lime in this review. Based on Tom Ford's website, the main notes of this fragrance are water lime infusion, South African buku, and Australian sandalwood. Okay, so let's get to the best part. Let's try out this fragrance and get to the review of the actual scent itself. I even wore green today because I wanted to kind of match the vibe. So yeah, so this fragrance does open up with a nice lime scent, but even though it's considered to be a fresh citrus scent, I would say that this isn't so strong in the citrus area. So you know that there are some citrus fragrances, I don't know if you've run into this before, where they kind of smell like shower cleaner or something, and this is not that. This definitely has a very pleasant citrus scent, and it leans to me, even though the fragrance, like I said, is a fresh citrus scent, it does lean into more of a men's cologne type smell, like what would be traditionally men's cologne. And I feel like that makes it very different from the rest of the citrus fragrances that I usually test out. What really stands out to me about Azure Lime is that the projection is really good, but it's still quite modest, so it's not this obnoxious fragrance. It definitely reminds me of a luxurious getaway vacation. I think of like on a yacht or or something like that. And so this is not a headache-inducing fragrance. This definitely does not make your nose burn. It tested on myself, so I have tested it by itself, and I prefer to wear it layered because I'm not really going for a men's cologne type vibe with my fragrances, but I have tested it on its own, so then I can do this review, and I would say that it lasts on me all day. And like I said, the projection is good, but it's not overly loud, and I think that's what really makes this fragrance quite sophisticated. So you may be wondering how this fragrance performs during the warmer months and cooler months. Since this fragrance was marketed as a fresh citrus scent, one might think, okay, this is only a summer type scent. And I can say we are in July, moving into August, And here it's summer. I am in the Pacific Northwest, and while it's not muggy like Florida or something like that, it is kind of muggy here some days during the summer. I have tested the scent several times, and like I said, it does last me all day. I do not have an issue with wearing this in the heat, and even when I've layered it with another fragrance, I have not had any issues with it lasting, and I also find that the scent just performs really well. That being said, if you are concerned with having a fragrance that only, is just a summer fragrance and you're looking for something more year round, definitely this fragrance is a great option as well. I mean, I think this will perform really well during cooler months, and I actually think because it's not so strong in the citrus, when I say it's not so strong in the citrus, I don't mean that the citrus is vacant or not good. I think it's actually very lovely. But I feel like the citrus isn't like overpowering. That's what I mean. So I feel like this will go very well through fall, winter, and then into the spring. So definitely could be a year-round fragrance. So here is the next fun part of this review. I love layering this fragrance. I feel like you can bring out the really nice top notes, and this pairs so well with other Tom Ford fragrances. So let's take a look at what I think so far works really well with this fragrance. I would say right off the bat, Neroli is a great pairing with Azure Lime. This one's a lot more modest of a pairing, but I think they go quite well together because it kind of gives that, again, that vacation getaway vibe. And then I would say Tobacco Vanille is a very natural kind of pairing with this as well. And I did try the Fabulous fragrance. I put a very ugly sticker over part of the name because I don't want to say it on YouTube or show it on YouTube, but this fragrance is incredible, and I think it pairs really well with Azure Lime. You do get kind of that leather note out of the Fabulous fragrance. Soleil Neige as well, or Soleil Neige. This is a very good pairing. I think Soleil Neige has, to me, like when I wear Soleil Neige, it reminds me of like a beachy, like, even though it wasn't marketed quite that way, but it's different from Soleil Blanc a little bit. But anyway, I think Soleil Neige is a great pairing with Azure Lime as well. And then I have some fun ones. Let's see. Bitter Peach. So think of like peach limeade or something, and then you have this really, really cool combo with the Azure Lime. And actually the bottles go really well together. Oh my gosh. And I would say Lost Cherry is an obvious pick. Lost Cherry to me is more like a cherry pie scent, and the Cherry Smoke, which is the other and actually last Tom Ford pairing that I have recommended so far, and Cherry Smoke is like a deeper, darker kind of cherry. And then, not from the Tom Ford line, but another really good pairing with the Azure Lime is Diptyque Eau d'Oie, which is a vanilla fragrance. So anything with vanilla will go well with this fragrance. And I would say also too, it's not just me. My mom has tested a lot of these pairings, and this is also recommended by her. So it's not just my experience. But I would just recommend having fun with this fragrance, and I think because the fragrance isn't overly loud with its DNA, I think that it pairs well for that reason. So it's not overbearing over the other fragrances. Additionally, pairing, like layering Tom Ford fragrances, a lot of them have kind of a warm spiciness to them, so it doesn't seem to clash. So I want to go ahead and try one. I did put a little bit of the Azure Lime on me earlier, so I'm just going to put on a little bit of cherry smoke. Oh, and even when I take the lid off of this smells so good. I let it sit a little bit. Here, I'm gonna move I'm gonna move my collection here. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of this Azure Lime. Yeah, that combo is so good. So I hope you found this review to be helpful. I wanted to give you an idea of what this fragrance is about, and it's not just, a fragrance that you have to wear on its own. You can definitely layer this fragrance, and I think it's a great addition to the collection if you are collecting Tom Ford fragrances. So definitely, if this sounds interesting to you, go and test it out. And I think this could also be a really great gift if that's also something you're looking at. So that will be all for now, and I will see you next time later.